Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Ron.
Today we're here with Sherry Renard, good friend and amazing triathlete, and we're here to talk about women in triathlon.
Okay.
So, first question is, what do you think that women need in terms of special consideration for triathlon? Is there anything different between men and women?
I don't think they really need any specific considerations other than maybe time management if they have a family and if they have a husband. Because women generally have a lot of those household duties and kids' schedules that they need to manage. So that would be about the only special consideration. Other than that, we just want to be treated as triathletes and equals and training buddies and that type of thing.
Good. Yeah, well, I don't disagree with that. It does seem like a lot of the more domestic items fall on the women's schedule than they do the men's. So.
And that's generally the number one reason why women stop doing the sport of triathlon, is because they can't manage the time commitments because of their time issues.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that I started in triathlon back in 1983, so the sport was still pretty new back then, and very few women participating. And these days, it's almost, it's not quite 50-50, I don't think yet, but there are a lot more women competing. And I guess my question to you is, and I guess I'm talking about most women because I already know you're competitive, but what about women? Are they as competitive as men, do you think?
Well, I think women come from a different background of competitive sports. At least a lot of the women in my generation didn't grow up playing a lot of sports in high school. Maybe when they got to college, they might have done some sports if they did them in high school. But I think that men are generally raised in a more competitive atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Now, I think the young people coming up in the sport may have a different situation than the women in my generation. But there is a percentage of women in triathlon who are very competitive. I think a lot of women get into it because they just want to complete it. They want to have a goal. They want to train. They want the social aspects of it. And some women, once they get into it, they realize that they're pretty good. And that's when the competitive spirit kicks in and they say, hey, this is something I can excel in. And they become competitive. And I find that the longer women are in the sport, the more competitive they become. The age group I'm in, 45 to 49-year-old women.
Oh, I'm surprised you said that.
Well, that's okay because it's my last year of being in it. It's an incredibly competitive age group.
Yeah, it is.
All the women between 40 and 49, it's very competitive. And I think part of that might be because they stay in the sport longer. They've got more time to train than, say, the 30-year-old women who are often raising a family and don't have the time to put into it or the energy. And what I'm finding is the women in my age group, really, the competitive ones, really like it when they beat the younger women. That makes them feel good. So there's your answer to that question.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, there is. I don't think that the percentage of women who are competitive is as high, but I think there are definitely some very competitive women in the sport.
Yeah, for sure. What about women having an interest in getting into the sport? I know that you work with a lot of the newbies. What sort of advice would you give to a woman that was thinking about getting into it and a little bit apprehensive?
I would say give it a try. A lot of women get into these endurance sports or running races through sort of a charitable event. You think of women doing the 5K Susan Komen races. Women get into it sort of for that reason, and they find that it's a great spirit of camaraderie. And I did my first triathlon through Team and Training, and I found it to be just a wonderful experience. I say just put yourself out there and be open to it. You'll find out that it's a great lifestyle. You will be healthier, you'll feel better. There's lots of reasons that they would want to do it. I mean, mostly just get out and have the experience and see what it's like to train in 3 different disciplines and have a schedule and participate. It's really fun.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just give it a try.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sherry.
You're welcome.